Okay, we're gonna start ready in 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to DeLoco Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in once again, guys. You can listen to DeLoco Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and you can catch this exclusive interview with Cleto exclusivamente on YouTube. DeLoco Podcast, guys. Please subscribe to DeLoco Podcast, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Cleto, thank you so much for coming and joining me on the DeLoco Podcast, man.
Absolutely,
I appreciate you.
absolutely.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for
man,
having
so
me.
much. Yeah, I guys, I literally, when I talked to him about it, it had been like a couple of months back,
It's been a while.
and of course we got busy with our schedules
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then I know when I asked you, I was really happy and excited that you said yes. So thank you so much for
Yeah, for
agreeing
sure. Absolutely.
to be here.
Glad
But
I'm able to do it.
yeah, man. So I'm gonna start off with one of my drinks. I know you got water already, but
Yeah, I got water already.
I've been dying to drink my Coca-Cola here.
Oh, there you go. Can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, man. So basically, how have you been? Basically,
great.
how have you been?
Been really good. Doing a lot better health-wise. Just been getting back to some normalcy and, just trying to get back on the road, doing what I love to do, stand up. And then I got my hand on all kinds of different things going on. And
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
about to start my own radio show with my friend of mine. So,
Really?
Yeah, I'm
That's
kind of
awesome.
excited about that.
Dude, that's super awesome. That's great. And I know people. So for some people that do not know, Cleto did get affected by COVID. So that's why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
But bro, when exactly did you?
It was last year in August when it hit me. I was actually doing a gig with Gabriel Iglesias, and he had wound up getting COVID. So that was and he had quit doing his show dates.
Oh, okay.
And I did. He we've been friends for a while, and he
Yeah.
asked me if I want to do a guest spot, and yeah, I said absolutely. And he had me get tested beforehand because they had him in a tight bubble and stuff.
Oh,
so,
okay.
They couldn't afford him getting sick, and then it turned out that he wound up getting COVID, and so he had to shut down. And I don't think I got it from Gabe or anybody in that area, but I think the following week after I did that, went to Corpus with my family, and then all of us wind up getting sick, but they were mild, and I wind up getting
You got
really
severe.
sick. Yeah, I was severe,
man.
and I was in the ICU for 2.5 weeks, and in the hospital for a total of 3. And
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I didn't know that part, that you were in there for that long.
yeah, and then got home and started rehabbing and getting my breathing back, and I had COVID pneumonia, and you're basically looking at a walking miracle, really, because the doctors, that's what they told me. I was a walking miracle. I'm not even supposed to be here right now because my lungs were so bad. They were severely damaged.
Yeah.
And now slowly but surely just trying to get them back and just kind of working on, God's timetable.
Yeah, man.
And that kind of thing.
That's awesome. And was that like the only thing that affected you, or did you because I know some people, I had some friends that they lost their taste, and they still to this day they can't taste that well.
Yeah, I lost my taste and I lost my smell, and they're right, because it comes and goes for some people, and then some it lasts a little longer than others. And like for me, it's people ask me, how are you? What, up to 100, what would you say you are? I'm probably about 98.
Okay.
And only because I still get winded going upstairs. I still get winded long walks, especially with a mask on.
That's not from the tacos, right? It's just
That, well, it could be that too. Who knows? I'm not the most fittest guy, and even my lung highs it got COVID, and so we just kind of the whole time just trying to get well and trying to get better.
Yeah.
But I think for me the one thing they deal with the most is the brain fog. You get a lot of brain fog.
Really?
Where you forget. You don't. It's a little slower. Everything is a little slower.
Oh wow.
And some people I've talked to deal with that now, and just kind of just taking it day by day, every day. And but for the most part, I feel great. I just started flying, across the country now. I finally got on a plane, and I was able to do that and get back to some normalcy, and that's what I really appreciate and thank God for that opportunity.
That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. And then, of course, Cleto is actually part of the church that I go to, guys. So he is there at Westover Hills. So this is how I met him actually too. So he's been going faithfully, which I'm glad, that you're going, and I see change. And I know a lot of people have said they've seen Cleto's changed and stuff like that. And
I got a whole new perspective on life.
And that's good.
I give God the glory for this because he obviously wasn't done with me here, and he's gonna use me. And I when you're facing, you want to know about your faith, how much faith you have.
Yeah.
And you face death like that and head on, and you can meet your maker in a minute.
Yeah.
And the hard part for me during that whole ordeal was the fact that my father-in-law was 2 doors down in ICU, and unfortunately he passed.
Oh man, sorry about that. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah. And my wife, bless her heart, her emotions were like a roller coaster. They're like, going up and down because, I told her, hey, don't worry about me. Just concentrate on Dad. I mean, this is the most afraid I've ever been in my life. I mean, I know God is not of fear, and fear is not of God.
Yeah.
And I just, you on paper, you could sing the songs on Sunday. You can go to church on Sunday. You can wear your best clothes on Sunday. But if you ain't got that relationship in your heart with Him, and to where He takes that fear out, and I was the most afraid I've ever been in my life. And on paper, I was a Christian. But my heart, I had to check myself. And the lesson there was, I had been doing nothing but complaining beforehand.
Wow.
And then afterwards, it just kind of like, what? God gave me another chance to say, you know what? He showed me all the blessings out in front of me. I was complaining about stuff I didn't have, and He showed me exactly what I did have. And for me, I said, no more complaining. No more nothing.
That's
I
awesome.
don't complain at all anymore.
That's awesome.
I take it, I appreciate it, and I'm moving forward with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome for you to have that kind of different perspective.
Yeah.
Because the bad thing is that, but like, I don't know if you know or not, but my abuelito was a pastor, and my abuelita's a pastora.
No,
so
wow.
Growing up, man, I grew up Pentecostal.
Oh,
so
wow, that's hardcore.
Man. So there's like a lot of they're the type like still to this day, like I'll play around with my abuelita and be like, I went to el cine. ¿Por qué está haciendo el cine? Like that type, like that type. It's hardcore. But one of the things that kept like literally stay with me is that they taught us growing up is that literally what you said. It's like this Coke. It's got labeled Coke, but it's not gonna taste like Coke until you taste it. Mm-hmm. You taste it. Okay, yeah, it's Coke. And sometimes what tends to happen with us when we're in the faith is we have it to where it shows out here. Oh, okay, yeah, he's a believer, but it's how you taste. Mm-hmm. What is it that you really like?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you tasted me, it would have been like sour milk. I'll tell you right now. They're like, what leche quemada? What is this? And forget it. I was like, is this almond milk? What is this? And but for me, it was like, nah. And then afterwards, I could see it was just an eye-opening experience. I was I'll never forget. It was I didn't go to sleep for 2 days.
Oh wow!
And I just asked God. I couldn't breathe. I was so fatigued. I was tired, and I was just like, I was already giving my wife the speech, like, look, tell the kids I love them and stay in school and that kind of thing. She's like, no, don't talk like that. That's not faith. And I'm like, baby, I'm tired. I can't do this no more. And I asked God, Lord, if you're gonna be there, help me, get me out. Take me now. I'm just tired. I had this airflow mask on.
Oh man, I
couldn't move and I couldn't breathe and I wasn't breathing really much on my own. And sure enough, the one scripture that came into mind was in my head was clear as day. Was when Jesus asked the paralyzed man next to the well, "Do you want to get well? Do you want to get healed?" He says, yeah. He gave him all these excuses. I have nobody to put me in the water when it's spinning, and I can't get healed. They keep kicking me and crossing me and all this stuff. Yeah. And then, sure enough, it's like he asked him, that's not what I asked you. Do you want to get healed? Yeah. You want to get well? And he goes, well, give him more excuses. And finally he said yes. He goes, okay, then pick up your mat and walk. Let's go. And sure enough, as soon as I'm talking to you, it was 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching the Olympics. I'm in my bed. I'm with my mask on. Like, I'm so uncomfortable. I can't even breathe. I can't even move. And I hear, as loud as I'm talking to you, do you want to get well? And I'm like, I got up. I'm like, who's here? Who's here with me? You know, and the COVID plays with your mind.
Oh, man.
It plays with your mind bad. And I thought I was losing it. I kid you not. And I'm like, and I hear, and I said, Lord, is that you? And sure enough, again, I hear it, and I'm like, you know what, Lord? He goes, do you want to get well? That's all I heard. Do you want to get well? And I'm like giving him, well, they told me I'm the 50-50. I don't have a chance and all this stuff. And he goes, not what I asked. I asked, did you want to get well? And I said, yes, Lord. And sure enough, kid you not, I fell asleep.
Oh, wow.
Like that. And it was the deepest, best sleep I ever had in my life. And try not to get emotional here because it was so overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the next day they woke me up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because they thought I was dead.
Oh, wow.
They were taking blood from me and I wasn't even flinching.
Oh,
I wasn't even
wow.
moving. And I was in that peace and that deep of a sleep in the peace over me. And it was just overwhelming.
Wow.
And sure enough, that next day I got up. I woke up, my eyes, I had a will to fight. I had strength to
That's
fight
awesome.
for my life,
Yeah.
for my wife, my kids, and myself. And the therapist came in, and they're the ones that decide whether you go home or not. And the therapist said, give me 10 knee raises. I go, lady, I'm going to give you 20 because I want to get out of Dodge. I want to get home. I want to get home. I want to get home to my family. And sure enough, after that, I just had a will to fight, and everything was good.
That's awesome. That's a very awesome story. And
my new testimony.
Yeah, man, that's literally a testimony. And I'm so glad that you have this new perspective literally on life, on faith, your walk with him, with Christ. That's awesome, man. And of course, I don't know if you saw, but I know I had texted you the other day, but you know, right now there's a lot of people still being kind of affected by the whole COVID thing. But honestly, I feel it's more like, I don't even know how to explain it. I think it's more of a, if you're not healthy or if you're not, I don't know. That's just me. That's the way I'm thinking. But
and it seems across the country. I was just in Fresno, California, where I was right when COVID started. I was there, and I remember that was the first time I saw people wearing masks.
Oh, wow.
And then it became mandatory when I got back from Fresno in Texas, and all over actually. And now you go to the airport, everyone's got to have a mask on.
Oh, yeah.
And they have not let up, and I don't think they will. Everything is geared now toward COVID.
Yeah.
And for me, I think the one of the things that I understood the most was the fact that going through it, you know, now I see it kind of dying down a little bit. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it stays that way because I'm sick of COVID.
Oh,
I'm sick
yeah.
and tired of it. I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm done. But, you know, at the same time, I'm like, okay. I mean, the thing is, you know, people were just, it's the new normal is what they said. And
Yeah.
the one thing the doctor had told me in the office, in the room was a lot of people, you know, were dying from the vaccinations, you know, just because, and I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
And he goes, because everybody's body is different.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's body's
and
different.
responds different.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like nobody hears the stories with the flu vaccinations of people that pass, but they're only hearing about the COVID because it's brand new.
Yeah, it's brand new, so that's going to be what's fresh, what's...
Right, and then doctor's saying that this is the new normal now, that we're all working around the COVID and how it is, so...
Wow.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if you saw yesterday that the Hispanic Elvis yesterday, he passed away too yesterday.
I saw that, yeah.
That's crazy, man. Sad. That's very sad.
It wasn't COVID, right? No.
Yeah, they said it was COVID.
Was it COVID related?
Yeah, they said it was COVID related. They said he was 76 years old. 76 years old. Wow. Yeah. His brother, I forgot his name. I don't think they put his name, but they were saying that his brother would always pick on him and ask him, like, why do you even do this? And he told him, you wouldn't understand, like, the kind of joy that I like to give people. And I think he said he already had done this for 2 decades.
Yeah.
At Market Square.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. This guy, that's crazy.
I ran into him. I did a Where's Cleto at Mi Tierra one time, and he shows up in a bike. And I'm like, hey, Elvis, what's going on? And he just like, hey, like this, you know. He's like doing his hands. And he's walking right by. And, I mean, he was just a character. He was a very kind gentleman, He was very nice, very sociable, very approachable, and I believe that. I believe that he probably told his brother that because he did bring joy. Became an icon in the.
That's
San
crazy
Antonio.
how much of an icon he became here.
He's just
That's
overwhelmed.
crazy.
He's just the whole thing for me was just being able to say that I talked to him and he did actually he brightened my day that morning because I remember I was going through a rough time at that time and he just swung by and just took my mind off it.
Yeah.
He swung by on the bike and almost hit me. I'm like, hey, no, it's Elvis. Okay, all right. So, but yeah, he was a really nice guy.
Yeah,
really
man.
cool
Poor
guy.
people, man. So, we shout out to their family, to the legend,
Yeah.
of course, Hispanic Elvis. We are
Prayers for the
very
family.
sorry for you guys.
Absolutely.
And well, we're gonna jump right into it. So I put a post on my story. It's been a couple of days now, and then even on Facebook, and I got quite a bit of response for asking you a couple of questions.
Boxers or briefs? Yeah, I got you.
So we're gonna go ahead. I have them here saved.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna go ahead and see here. So the majority of these people, some of these people I know them, and then there's of course
Some of them are in prison. I don't know what kind of questions we're gonna get from these guys.
So let me start off with the first one. So of course this is part of my friend Joe from Chancla Academy.
Chancla Academy.
Chancla Academy is asking if he could open up for a comic, who would it be?
Living or dead already?
Whoever. It could be
Whoever?
living or dead.
Man, it would definitely be Rodney Dangerfield.
Dang.
Yeah, Rodney Dangerfield. That's my favorite comedian of all time. If I can open up for him and then just sit back and watch him work.
Watch him.
Man, that'd be awesome. Don Wrinkles would be a tight second. And probably...
A ver, vamos a ver.
Oh man, that's
I thought this question was pretty good because I said, man, I don't know who he really admires, like who he looks up to as a comedian.
Well, it's interesting because when I first started doing stand-up comedy, I was a dirty, filthy comedian.
Oh wow.
And I just was throwing F-bombs and all this stuff, and then next thing you know, I married a Christian woman, and that went all that. And now I was doing clean. Now I do clean work, and all that means I take a bath. That means I do clean material.
Te bañas.
That's right. And next thing you know, I'm kind of I'm performing at corporate events. I'm doing churches and so on. But the one thing that I became a student of comedy.
Yeah.
And if I had to open up for somebody, it would definitely be Dangerfield. And
would he be like your number one?
Oh yeah, Dangerfield
Number
would
one.
be my number one. Yeah, I mean, I like George Lopez too. I mean, I'm saying guys that I would enjoy.
Oh, okay.
Seeing after I perform.
Oh, after you perform. Okay.
Because I'm gonna definitely learn.
Yeah.
And but Dangerfield has got his own style. Hey, no respect,
Yeah.
No respect. The other day my house was on fire. Heard my wife tell my kid, "Shh, you wake your dad."
Yeah, you wake your dad.
Hey, you know what I mean? So it's like that to me was just his one-liners, and then Don Wrinkles just ad-libbing and just going from insulting people just left and right. It's just something. It's a sight to see. And then I liked the older comics like Bob Hope, Bill Cosby, Pryor, all the Eddie Murphy. I mean, those are the guys I was raised with.
Yeah.
And I'm just a fan of comedy. It doesn't matter what kind.
What kind? Okay. So now we have there's like several questions that people have. So what we have Miss Andrea Guerra from Instagram. She put, what is his favorite all-time restaurant in San Antonio?
Chamagaucha.
Ooh.
Yep. And
how many times have you been there?
I only go there once a year.
Really?
Yeah, it's high price, man. It's expensive, Dad. I mean, it's like $100. I'm like, I got income tax. I gotta get an income tax. I gotta get a gig, and I gotta make we go there every anniversary. My wife and I.
Yeah.
Lord willing, we'll go in there every anniversary, and we love the skewers. We love the meat, and they just have so many different styles of meat. Like, was that top sirloin? Yeah, give me filet mignon. Come on, Dad. So I mean, if top restaurants. I'm not a big. I don't eat at all the fancy spots.
Yeah.
But that one there.
That one.
That's my spot right there.
Oh my God.
Any Brazilian place. To be honest with you, is my spot.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I like that.
I tried once.
But I love Chinese.
Oh, do you?
I do. I love Golden Wok.
Oh.
Man, don't get me on Golden Wok. I'll slap somebody. I will Smith somebody for some egg rolls. I kid you not. I will Smith somebody for some egg rolls. Oh
my goodness. I tried doing that once. So when it was my wife's anniversary, we took my daughter too, and I went to Fogo de Chao.
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. So I had everything planned and stuff like that, and my wife is real like Mexicana, like right. So
she's all bringing her own chile.
So okay, look. Here's the funny part. So of course you can pay, right? You go and you get the little hors d'oeuvres, right? But she's never been to a place like that. Neither have I. Right, so you can imagine two Mexicanitos are like, oh, where do we go? Like,
yeah.
We're there with the platos, and we're like,
yeah.
The lady's like, oh, you grab that. So we're like, okay. You grab that. Oh, okay. And they have like these little, I don't even know what you call them. You got to drizzle it on the dressing or whatever it could be.
Yeah.
That lady was saying some different
sauce.
Fancy word. Yeah, sauce. And we were there. And
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
so,
like little curry kind of thing. Yeah.
So you can imagine what we did, right? We asked like, oh, is this salsa?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she goes, oh no sir, no sir. And then the real Mexican came out of me at the very end.
You got horchata?
And I was like literally embarrassed when I said it because I was sitting there and we had finished eating. I ate. My wife was like, no me gustó. And I'm like, oh my God, I just spent close to $200.
$200.
So I'm like, and then we ended up going to McDonald's afterwards. That's a different story. But I'm sitting there and there was some stuff there and I'm like, hijo. And the waiter, she comes, yes sir, yes. And I'm like, hey ma'am, puro mexicano. Can I have a to-go box? And she goes, sir, we don't do to-go boxes.
Yeah, we don't
here.
do.
I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, oh, okay. And she as soon as she walked away, I told my wife, put it in the napkin.
Bro, I'll bring my own foil there. If I'm spending $100, I'll bring my own foil. I'm gonna take some home for tomorrow.
Tupperware.
I'm take some home from tomorrow. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry, I'm paying $100 here for this.
All right, so we have. Let me see here. I know my primo had asked a question. Let me see if I can find it. Where's it at? Okay, so this is from my primo, Emmanuel, but he goes by Handy Manny, Texas.
Nice.
He said, what is his favorite part of San Antonio? What's your favorite part of San Antonio? Do you have one or you just love San Antonio for it?
I love San Antonio for what it is.
Yeah.
But I've been spending a lot of my time since I moved toward Floresville in the South Side.
Really?
And I think my heart now is in the South Side. Yeah, Dad. I'm serious.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
I'm like over there from City Base all the way to Zarzamora.
There you go.
I'm good to go. I'm like, you got Bud Jones in between.
Yeah, there you go.
Sea Island in between.
Ándale, ahí está.
And they're all food places, I tell you. B&B Smokehouse.
There you go, man. B&B.
Oh, it's the.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of expensive, but
yeah. Tell me about it. And before they used to have, I don't know if you ever saw it. They used to have this little casita, small. It used to be small.
It's nice now.
Yeah, and then they started.
And they're good people too.
Yeah.
Really good people. I love the owners over there.
And I guess les pegó un buen stimulus check because now they knocked it down and they got this nice building. And it looks super.
Check. Yeah.
It looks super nice. And I'm like, oh my God. But then I think the first time when they first opened, me and my wife went and I'm like, babe, we got to go. I go, that place is super good.
Have you had their beef ribs?
Oh my God.
Dad.
I was about to tell you that right now. That's like. B&B, if you're watching this, please send us some, please. That's like the bomb.
That beef rib right there, I will slap somebody. I will Will Smith somebody
God.
For a beef rib. I kid you not.
That is like super.
If you want tasty rib, and it's like it looks like a Tyrannosaurus leg, like a rib, and
piernazo.
But it's got like a chunk of meat on it, and that meat is like the top part, the softest. But then there's that part you gotta really get your teeth in.
Yeah, you gotta get
and
it in
then
there.
Get it out, and you're like, you know what's funny? After I have that, I'm like, hey, I'm full.
Yeah.
It don't look like a lot, but you're
No,
full.
it looks like, nah, but I'm gonna want something
Yeah,
else.
I'm gonna give me some sausage.
Yeah, as soon as you start
Bro.
eating it, you're like halfway. You're like, nah,
No,
no,
I'm good. I'm all right.
No. You already start asking. You got Febreze in that restroom?
That's
You got toilet paper?
You got foil? I'm gonna take this bad boy.
I'm
to
gonna take
work.
it home. All right, so we have. Let me see here. Who is next? So we have. This is one of our primas here. She goes on Facebook by Giselle Nopos Wow.
Wow.
Nopos Wow. So she said, aside from making people laugh, what do you enjoy the most as being a comedian?
Wow. I guess the creativity of it, being able to write new material and write stuff that I have to test out to see if it can make people laugh. But the bottom line is the punchline and the laughter. And
usually, how long does that take you? Like, I mean, does it take
to write a joke?
Yeah, well, not to write a joke, but like to write like I guess you're set. Like, how long does it take?
Oh man,
usually
you're looking at to get it really tight.
Yeah. The way that you want it.
About several months.
Really?
Yeah, because you got to put time into it, and when you're doing other stuff like you have to do at home, your home duties. Not to do that. Your church duties. Your people's duties.
Your people's duties.
You got
dead guy duties.
Dead guy duties. You got all these duties you have to do, and you're like, you kind of, by the time you get to writing, it's like the end of the day, and you're like, man, So what I do now is I pick a day and I just go away for somewhere. All away. Like I'll go to a hotel room.
Yeah.
And I'll just lock in and I'll just start writing and writing. I'll write down premises during the week. And then I'll go lock myself in a room and just kind of, don't bother me, guys. I'm going to be locked in here. And as I like to call it, in the studio.
In the studio.
And then just doing my thing. And then, come out, try it at the club. And, I got my own comedy club, my own venue now at my friend's restaurant. And it's called Las Chiladas, Mexican restaurant over there by, it's 2387 Northwest Military Highway.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave the stage to me, and it's called Cleto's, and it's kind of like Dangerfield. It's like an homage to Dangerfield.
Really?
But he figured that, man, he goes, you need your own venue, and now I get to go and perform and practice there.
That's awesome.
And so it's kind of cool, for a comedian to have your own spot, you don't have to worry about going to the Improv and fighting for time and all that. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I've been doing all my shows over there, and I'm probably trying to work on another special right now I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
And I'm working right now on a whole bunch of just new material.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then also, before we continue, I don't know if you follow her or not, but it's she's on Instagram and Facebook. She goes by AlamoFoodie. So right now she's got like 30.
I think I'm following
35,000 K or whatever the heck. She's got a bunch of followers.
Yes.
So she wanted to let me know that she's one of your biggest fans. And she goes, Jennifer, I hope I get your name right. So she goes by Jennifer Donbavand, or the way that she told me was Jennifer Donbavand or Don John Bovi. I don't even remember how she told me, but she wanted to let me know that she's one of your biggest fans.
Oh, cool.
She's been following you for quite some time, and she was like super stoked that you were going to be on the podcast.
Oh, nice.
So I'm glad. So
Jennifer, how you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate you being a fan.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that she followed me back. So
nice.
That's awesome. So we have here, of course. Let me see who else. I gotta choose. So this person, you know her.
I do.
My mother.
Lori.
Yes.
Lori.
So
nice.
she said, how old were you when you decided that you wanted to become a comedian? And if you weren't a comedian, what would you be doing right now?
Okay, I was 24 years old when I started doing stand-up. And the way that happened was I didn't know what I was going to do.
Okay.
Normally they say in high school, what are you going to do before you graduate? Well, I still didn't know what I was going to do. Afterwards, I went to go work at a warehouse. Didn't want to do that. And I tried school. Didn't want to do that. And I just knew one day, I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do. I always knew that I wanted to be an entertainer, but I just couldn't sing or dance. And but I wanted to be a songwriter.
Really?
Yeah, I could write poetry and
poems.
Oh, wow. Like nobody's been. I'd rather write a poem than a joke. I can tell you
Than
that.
a joke.
It comes to me easy. It just comes to me easy. And I wanted to be a songwriter, and that's what a lot of people don't know about me is that I want to be a songwriter. And one of the things that I remember what happened was my sister was gonna go get married, and she got to go look for a dress. So I went with her to River Center Mall, and I said, "Look, I'm not gonna go look for a dress for you. Just go find one. I'm gonna be over here at the movie theater." And she goes, "Okay, well I'll call you." And I go, "Okay." Well, when I was going to the movie theater, I saw the comedy club, and I said, "What's this?" And I walked in, and it must have been meant for me to go in because there was nobody at the door, and I had no money to go in the club. So I walked in, and I opened up the door, and I saw this guy on stage, and I said, "That's what I want to do.
Oh, wow.
That's what I want to do the rest of my life."
Wow.
And sure enough, the rest is history. Here I am now going on my 25th year.
I was about to ask, how long is it? 25th year?
25th year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super great. And you're great at it, man.
You're great at it. I'll tell you what, I love doing it. I love the fact that it's finally now starting to pay off. And oh man, I didn't know when this day was going to come. And I just got blessed with 2 comedy specials on Amazon Prime 2 years ago.
That's awesome.
So I just found out last week that my dry bar comedy special is now on Amazon Prime.
Really?
So
really? And you want to tell the people where they can...
Yeah, go to Amazon Prime and then look up Cleto Get the Heck Out of Here. That's my first stand-up special I did in 2019. I'm sorry, 2020. And then the other one was my dry bar special that I did in 2019. And now it's both on Amazon Prime. Dry bar, the Cleto is my real name, is the dry bar one. And Devil Get the Heck Out of Here is the other one.
Devil Get the Heck Out of Here. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of wind it down because it's a lot of questions these people were asking.
No worries.
So this is more or less going into what, so the people that did ask was, of course, from Joe Chancla Academy, and now they've got their own podcast called Pura Plática. So from them, Mr. Fabian Castro, Hideco Colorado, and a bunch of other people, but the main question here is, have you ever bombed on stage? And then the question everybody has been asking is, what are your thoughts on the Will Smith smacking? And do you think what Chris Rock said was offensive? So first things first, have you ever bombed?
Yes.
On stage?
I've bombed many times on stage. And
what's like your because I'm not a comedian. What do you do? Like, because I would just freeze up there and not know what to do or say.
I had a Chris Rock moment when the crowd turns on you on a joke and goes like, ooh, or they just don't laugh.
Oh, no.
It's brutal. And you're just like, ha, ha, ha. And you're like, okay. And then I had a lady one time. I felt so bad because she was in the audience, and I told her that Cleto was a very masculine name. And she goes, well, I'm not pregnant.
Wow.
And I said, oh, I'm sorry. And it turned out she had her stomach, but it was a tumor. Yeah, it was a big, humongous tumor, and that she was gonna have surgery. And I was like, oh, he feels like the jerk now.
Man.
And I was trying to dig myself out, and I just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Y'all have a good night. Take care. Ma'am, I'm going to hook you up with some T-shirts.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, oh, she didn't want anything to do with me.
Wow.
And it was just bad. And, I've had so many different shows, so many difficult shows. I've bombed several times. And you're just kind of like, you just chalk it up as an experience and what not to do next time.
What not to do next time.
And go from there.
And then, of course, everybody's been asking, what do you think about this whole Will Smith thing? Like, what are your thoughts? You being a comedian, and what is your standpoint on that? Honest.
No. And I'll be honest. I had been asked this all week, and I'm gonna tell you. I saw it from a comedian side, and I saw it from a husband side.
Yeah.
I'm a husband of 22 years to my wife, and of course, and one of the things that was interesting was the fact that I understand why Chris Rock made that joke.
Yeah.
One, because he felt comfortable that was his friend from Madagascar that he worked with, Jada. He even prefaced, I love you, Jada. And then he said his thing. Now, I've heard lately that there was some beef between.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. I heard that the same
Chris
thing. There is some beef there.
And the Smiths,
Yeah.
that, Will didn't care too much for Chris and so on and all that. So, Will Smith bottles it up and kind of keeps it hidden inside. And when he made the joke, it was an observational joke. As comedians, we look in the crowd and we say, okay, what can we make fun of? What can we talk about? And for every comedian, it's different. Everyone, there's just... He wasn't trying to be offensive. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that if he would have thought, if he even knew that she had alopecia, he would have never gone there. He would have never, because that's a lot.
Alrighty, guys. We are so sorry. We had some technical difficulties there. But, yes, so...
It's now Tuesday. And,
it's now Tuesday. So I really do feel that that what Will did was uncalled for.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
He could have definitely handled it a little bit better.
He could have done it a little bit better, but
a lot of people are really boycotting him and his movies.
Yeah, and
all that stuff.
Apparently, they want to take away his Emmy. They want to do all that stuff right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those. It's going to be kind of difficult to see the way the situation is going to be, the outcome of the situation. Basically, is what I'm saying. But guys, this year Cleto is going to be a huge part of Fiesta this year. What are you doing actually this year for Fiesta here in San Antonio?
Well, due to the fact that I had COVID last year and came out of it on the better side of it, and I know to all the folks that have lost a loved one, I really, I'm sorry, and prayers go out to you. It's like they made me the honorary Grand Marshal for the Flambeau Parade, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and not only that, it's going to be like a parade within a parade.
Really?
And because they're going to have 250 first responders, teachers, essential workers. I mean, everybody that was out during COVID marching in the inside the parade.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I didn't know that.
Their Grand Marshal. So
dang, that's pretty awesome.
About
that's awesome. I didn't know that. I know that I had seen your post on Facebook. I saw your pictures when you were out there. And then when you announced that you're going to be a Grand Marshal for Fiesta, that's super awesome. That's
I've been holding on to that for a while. That couldn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Until they had the press release and the media day.
How long did they tell you? Like, how long ago did they tell you that they actually asked you? How did they ask you?
They actually asked me. Oh, it's so funny because they said, "Hey, we would like to have you and they were looking actually. They wanted to see if I would be interested in being Flambeau Grand Marshal, and I was like, well, yeah, I would love to do that, and I've been waiting for this phone call for a long time. I'm glad to see the Fiesta Commission finally is now down to the R's.
There you go.
So
I know, like you were saying earlier, it's like you've done this for so long, and now you're getting all the benefits and stuff like that from it. But that's super awesome.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. That's super awesome. So guys, Fiesta's already started. It's an actual 2-week thing, right? It's from March 31st to what, the 10th of April, or
it's so weird. I remember before COVID, it was like 3 weeks. Excuse me.
Something like that, right?
3 weeks, and it's like, man, it's now 2 weeks, and it's like I feel like they're cramming everything into
those 2 weeks.
Because I don't even know where to go and where to begin. And I told my wife, "Well, pick one you want to go to and make it quick, because they're gonna it's gonna be over before we know
it's crazy. We while I was working, we had to work downtown, and we're just passing by, and just to see the amount of people that are there. But you have to understand too, like, we didn't have nothing last year.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't have nothing last year, so everybody's just like,
they're dying to get out there.
They're dying to get out there, and Fiesta for San Antonio is like a huge deal here in San Antonio.
It is.
You have people coming from out of town just for 2 weeks, just to spend their vacation because of this. They want a chicken on a stick. They want all that stuff. And then, speaking of which, I had one of my buddies that was there yesterday, the opening day. He said, "No, but I don't think I'm going back." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, but el chicken on a stick lo subieron el precio." I'm like, "No way." He goes, "Dude, all they kept saying was because of inflation.
No chickens."
It's like, what? I don't know. He didn't tell me the price, but he said that it went up quite a bit for the chicken on a stick. But San Antonians here ain't gonna stop him from getting that chicken on a stick.
I'll take a chicken in a tortilla if you want. It ain't gotta be on no stick. Put it on a brick.
Put it on a brick.
I don't care.
It ain't gonna stop them from doing that. But
put it on pizzas. I don't care where it's coming from.
But I understand. The city of San Antonio has to make their money back some way somehow. Because they lost a lot of these small mom and pop shops, man. Pobrecitos, man. That they had to close because of this whole thing and retire early, which they didn't. I know they didn't want to do, but they ended up having to retire early.
Yeah.
And then now to see, like, man, dude, I used to go to the store and now it's not there anymore.
Yep.
And now like by Broadway and by I forgot what the street's called, but these older mom and pop shops that used to be there, now they're making them into like condominiums. They're making them into like Airbnbs, and it's like I just feel like San Antonio is so huge. We have so many Californians coming over here right now that they're trying to buy houses, buy properties,
Well, I was just in Fresno, California last Friday. I was performing up there, and the gas is $6 a gallon.
Oh my God!
Their highest was 2 weeks ago at $8.
$8?
$8.
Nah, I don't.
And I don't even remember what diesel was. It could have been like $15 or something. Like, no wonder I'd be moving too.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Cost of living is so much cheaper over here compared to that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what a lot of people from California say. They'd rather come over here.
They laughed at me when I said our gas is $3.85.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh my gosh, it's $3.85? Yeah, that's high." And I felt so embarrassed.
We're so used to the $1.89
or
$2.15.
She goes, "You better get ready. What I'm about to tell you. We're $6 a gallon." I'm like,
man,
what?
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine a truck. I have a truck.
The Uber over there is on a horse.
Now the Ubers are on a horse, or
come on, get up, lady.
Or those carriages that they use downtown.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right.
Man, that's crazy how much this whole thing has affected the gas, the food, people's jobs. Now you can work at Target for $24 an hour.
Wow.
For $24 an hour, that is ridiculous. But the thing is that you start getting paid more, of course, everything's going to start going up in price.
Chicken on the stick. Yeah,
and my brother's here right now. The last time we were going to cook some meat, he was sending me pictures when they were at the meat market. $350 for meat. Right?
What were you buying? A cow?
Bro, we couldn't. These guys, my brothers are like, yeah, we'll buy the meat and you just buy the drinks. So I'm like, okay, cool. I forgot what we were going to do. And they were like, heck no, bro. Look at these prices. And I'm like, $350?
Yeah, you know what? If you're getting brisket, I bought a brisket the other day because we're trying to we're like buying the briskets in shifts for Easter. and we celebrate Easter on the what is it? So Easter's one on the 16th. I think we're going the 5th. We set whatever the Saturday is.
The Saturday is okay.
We celebrate my wife's family celebrates it on Saturday, and it used to be that we would celebrate on my family's on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
But now we just go we all meet on Saturday, both sides, and the only reason they started doing that is because none of them wanted to use a sick day for Monday.
Oh, unbelievable. Puro Mexicanos, that's a Mexicano.
I'm telling you right now, they're like, nah, we're good. we're gonna sleep in on Easter Sunday.
On Easter Sunday.
On Resurrection Sunday.
On Resurrection Sunday.
You gonna go to church? What?
Hombre.
Come on, I'm not waking up. I'm gonna be all pedo.
I gotta rest.
I gotta rest.
Use the day tomorrow.
I gotta rest. And they're eating leftover plates and everything. But yeah, I went and bought a brisket, and it was like anywhere from 75 to 105.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I told the lady next to me, I didn't even have my glass. I go, ma'am, does that say $95?
Yeah.
And she goes, yep. I go,
yep.
Can you put that back for me?
and you know what? You know what I've been doing now lately? Yeah, I've seen so many memes, right? But they say the order that you get, especially those guys, the order you get, you look at meat and you're like, $385. Oh, this one says $333. Nah,
yeah. No, for real.
Dude, I've been catching myself do that so much.
And I put that brisket back, and I bought a can of Spam. And well, everybody, we're gonna barbecue Spam, and we're gonna eat it, and they're gonna like it.
Oh my God, I did that like one time. It's been recent.
Fajitas were, I was, don't even get me started on the fajitas. I was like, man, I was like, I'm gonna go to. I was at HEB.
Yeah,
like I'm going to Culebra. See what's going on.
That's exactly what my wife said when we were there, and I'm looking at. I was there for like a good 5 minutes. And I'm there, todo Mexicano, moving all the meat back. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, no. I go, this one says $3.85. This one says $3.33.
I look for the green
$3.23.
I look for one that's old.
The one that's old.
And I'm like, can I get a discount? This one's moldy.
I'm going to cook it today.
Yeah, this one, I'm going to cook it today. That's
Just
right.
give it to me right now. It might taste a little crudo,
I can't let that ride in the refrigerator. Forget it. Yeah, it's already over. What's that smell?
What's that smell? No, don't worry about it. It's gonna
Someone cooking chili con carne.
It's okay. It's gonna taste a little weird, but you're gonna enjoy the meat.
It's gonna be a little tough. We call it chicharron meat.
Chicharron meat. Oh man, that's awesome. But guys, going back to Cleto, Cleto has a comedy club on that restaurant, and the graphic should be coming up pretty soon. So basically, what is this? Is it every Friday, every weekend, during the week?
Right now, it's every Friday because they got to stock up on the. They got to make sure they got the wait staff to go ahead and take care of. But right now we got the regulars. We got every first Friday we have NCS, which is a musician, one from New York, one from Chicago, and one from San Antonio.
Oh wow!
And they all play like Motown hits from the 70s and 80s and even 90s, and people have a good time. It's the whole concept is dinner and a show. 2387 Northwest Military Highway. You know where the Thirsty Horse Saloon is over there by Lock Hill Selma. It's in that shopping plaza.
Oh, okay.
But the far end under Las Chiladas Mexican restaurant.
Oh,
and the whole purpose is dinner and a show. And I think your parents have been there.
Yeah,
before.
they went. My parents went.
Yes, they came and saw a show.
Yeah,
and,
they went.
They had a good time. You know, it was dinner and a show. The food's fantastic. They got fajitas that I love. The Cleto plate has fajitas and an enchilada in there.
Oh, wow.
The enchiladas are the bomb, I'm telling you.
Man,
They
that's
come
awesome.
out with a little chile con carne on top, and it's nice. And tortillas are great. You know, they got, you know, for those that are, you know, beverage drinkers, they got a bar there as well. And, you know, the whole thing is, like I said, if you never experienced a comedy show or, you know, you just want to get out and don't want to, you know, deal with all the hassle of going to like a club or anything, but you want to kind of have some good food and entertainment, this is the place you want to come to. We just started doing that during COVID, and it's been a really good success. I've taped a special over there. It's a very intimate crowd, and everybody has a good time. We have like karaoke. We have we're about to throw in some lip sync battles. We have
there you go.
A flamenco dancing.
Man.
We had impersonators, Selena impersonators, tribute artists, I guess you could say, an Elvis tribute artist, and Gary Garcia, the showman himself. And, you know, we just kind of bring new talent. I bring new comics. Had a comedian come, my friend from Canada came in, Leland Clausen, Hampton, Bob Smiley, Christian comedians as well.
Dang,
so, I mean,
that's
we
cool.
got a little bit for everybody.
Man, that's good.
And we kind of have everybody just, you know, you're never going to get offended to the point where you want to slap somebody on stage.
Yeah.
You know, you're just going to have a good time.
Keep your wives.
Keep my enchiladas in my mouth. You know,
Woo!
So yeah, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I almost feel like wearing a shirt. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Oh my goodness, I think that's gonna that's the hottest topic right now. But
that is.
Oh
I
my
mean, it's
goodness,
gonna be for a while.
It is gonna be for a while. But guys, go check out this place, this restaurant, comedy club, Cleto's there. Is there like a certain time frame that you guys set it up, or
you know, you can always go to CletoRodriguez.com. I'll have my information up there, or on my Facebook page, Cleto Rodriguez, Instagram, Twitter. I always tweet out what we're doing that week, and or you know, post what we're doing that week. And then also starting Monday, I'll be having my very own radio show with my partner, Rita Hernandez.
That's awesome.
She's been wanting me to do this thing with her for a while. We partnered up together. All you have to do is go to Inspiration4 Life Monday through Friday from 10 to 12. Hit the live button. You can hear it live, or you can go to the TuneIn app and look up Inspiration4 Life, and it'll be there as well. So, and then again, you can hear it later on when you're home from work.
Yeah, home from work.
Go to the podcast anywhere you seek your podcast, Spotify.
Yeah, she's on Spotify,
iTunes,
Apple Podcasts, all that stuff
all those
too.
guys.
Oh, that's cool.
So go on there and support. We really appreciate it. And then also go check out my comedy specials on Amazon Prime. Devil, Get the Heck Out of Here, and Cleto is my real name.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's Cleto. Thank you, man, so very much. I got something for you, very small, but this is very.
Last time I heard that, she was pregnant.
So I got you your DeLoco sticker.
All right.
I got you your keychain there.
Sweet.
And also, I made you this personally.
Oh,
so this is a DeLoco shirt here.
Oh, cool.
So this is just for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it so very much. And guys, like I always say, God loves you. Dios te ama. And we will see you guys on the very next podcast.
See ya.
Estás escuchando DeLoco Podcast.